Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks to everyone who's joining. Of course, I realize some of you who might tune in to watch this might be in a different country, so you might have different holiday traditions around all that. But for those here in America, happy Thanksgiving. Uh, who's got oops, there we go. Happy Thanksgiving there. Things are moving faster, and I can click here. So, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Um, the Road Pro and Hot Logic and a rice cooker to make a Thanksgiving meal. That's a true
Wow.
nomad
Yeah,
approach
there you
to
go.
go and doing a good Thanksgiving meal. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, I'm gonna put this one up. My mother. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, much to be grateful for and thankful for. Um, I'm glad you guys were able to join. Uh, Beth, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining. And Shanty Tour, happy Thanksgiving. Well, yeah, thanks everybody for logging on. This is kind of something I started doing, not Thanksgiving specifically, last winter. I did a Christmas Eve live stream and a New Year's Eve live stream just because I figured I'm probably not the only one hanging out in the desert without a lot of family around or anything. And, let's see, we get to connect together and have a good visit or whatever. Uh, so, yeah, here we are. We decided to add Thanksgiving into the mix this year. I am planning on doing Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve again, as we did last year. But this is kind of just a way to get together and connect with people who are, you know, got some time in their schedule on a holiday. So, my dad, happy Thanksgiving. Let's see, and Tina, tent camping with 4 dogs in the rain. That sounds like a
Wow.
challenge.
Yeah, there you go.
So hope this brings some sunshine to your
Yeah.
otherwise wet and soggy holiday, Tina. Oh man, so we got some. What did we have on the list here? Oh, Thanksgiving. Yeah, lots to be thankful for. I know I have plenty to be thankful for. Um, it's a good thing to pause once in a while and remember that. And I guess Thanksgiving does a good time to do that. And Texas ladies saying happy Thanksgiving, Robert, Melanie, and
Mm.
everyone else here. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, Texas lady. Um, so, anyways, yeah, if anybody wants to share stuff that you're particularly grateful for in the comments, that's cool. We'll go ahead and pop them up as long as they're, PG rated at least. Have to disclaimer there, family friendly and everything. I had a call this morning before I was quite out of bed from my daughter's phone. It turned out it was my granddaughter, which is expected. So I called them back and we played voice tag, and then they called back a little bit later. So I got the tour of the whole house with FaceTime. So the granddaughters and other people in the house, and so that was fun. I've been texting with a lot of other family members, so having a good time. I fed Melanie well, or pretty well.
He
We
did
got
very well.
pictures of that coming up. We'll
Yeah.
go over our Thanksgiving dinner. Although I'm feeling a little like I cheat. I felt like I cheated anyways. And then after
No.
seeing uh, using a Road Pro Hot Logic and rice cooker for Thanksgiving, I'm really feeling like I cheated. Like that's hardcore. That's like something I would have done in my several years ago. That's legit though. That's awesome. Oh, they were making the rounds, the granddaughters
Oh, okay, good.
calling everybody. So, yeah, awesome. I'm glad they did that. So, yeah, that is awesome. But Melanie cooked a nice Thanksgiving meal. She did pitch in.
I pitched
She
in, but I
definitely ate a
did
nice
cook.
Thanksgiving meal.
He actually did the cooking, so
She tried to tell me. Well, we'll get back to the Thanksgiving meal in a minute. We're gonna mess up my schedule here. I got it in here. We got to get to it. Okay, we'll get to Thanksgiving meal. What the heck? All right, we got other fun stuff to come up in a bit. So, since y'all are asking, okay, there we go. There's what we set up to go with today. Coleman oven. Now, in my defense, I did go a little bit easy because it was the first time I'd done a big Thanksgiving meal in this trailer, and I was actually with friends down in the desert last Thanksgiving, and got together with a bunch of other people. So I didn't cook Thanksgiving dinner. last year. So first time doing the trailer, and it ended up being a really good thing. We went simple because I was planning on having the Coleman oven that we could put outside. There we go, the Coleman oven that we could put outside, and I had my Blackstone griddle, which we would have outside, and I had a 2 burner Coleman stove, well, Nog Off Coleman stove that we'd have outside, and we had a 3 burner stove in here. The microwave doesn't work; we don't have power. What else did we have? Yeah, we were going to be in good shape anyway.
Yeah.
We had a horrific windstorm. Maybe not quite horrific. Pretty crazy though. Windstorm come in. Apparently that big storm system is going all the way across the U.S. According to the weather. It brought in some crazy wet wind to where we're at in the desert. So there ain't no cooking outside today. So we had to cook inside. So we had the Coleman oven on the stove wedged in the corner. I did put a heat screen behind it. I took down the lovely curtains, which you can see over here, that my mother made for the 2 vans back that are now in the trailer. So I took those down so we didn't have any incidents. I leave the
It was hot.
flaming excitement with cooking to Melanie.
Don't tell anybody that.
Melanie, this is actually Melanie's Coleman stove, Coleman oven. She's tried. I've wanted to try one for years and haven't got around to it. Melanie tried it before and didn't have the greatest results.
Yeah, I had it. Well, I had a stove before, but I didn't have a specific Coleman one, so it was too big for it, so it didn't fit it. And then I tried it once on an oil heater.
She used to live in a Prius. Everything she had was teeny tiny.
So anyway, it didn't heat up enough. So
yeah, I can believe that after this. We had it sit on a gas stove running high, and we got it up to what, 300, maybe 320.
Yeah.
So it took longer than it was supposed to cook the boneless turkey. Good thing it was boneless.
Turkey tenderloin is what we had. Yeah. So
I didn't even know that was a thing.
But, yeah, I didn't know it was a thing either. But
so it did kind of work. We'll do some more cooking on it. We didn't film all today because I was busy trying to get ready for this thing, and we'll do it again with that oven and do some legit measurements and film. We did. It did work. It's I'm not sure. I got to check if there's a regulator on this stove. Trailer. I almost feel like the stove isn't as hot as it should be, even when it's wide open. At least it seems like it takes a washed pot a long time to boil.
Yeah, I'd like to see it on an actual Coleman stove and see if it would.
That would be an interesting comparison. We got one of them in the van, and that thing's like a rocket when you turn it on. So
yeah, and I think it's a broader flame too, which I think this might have been too small of a flame. I don't know.
It might have been. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, here we go. Let me we're gonna like screenshot this one.
Gonna make me all red.
Oh, she's blushing. All right. Oh man, let me get back to her. I got my other button here. Okay, so what the heck did we cook? Well, we had, as Melanie said, boneless turkey that was tenderloin or something?
Yeah, tenderloin. They called it a tenderloin.
It was like a couple big hunks of turkey. We couldn't find
the breast, just turkey breasts. So.
I had done that in the past when I was doing a Thanksgiving dinner in a van or a trailer. I just get just turkey, boneless turkey breast, which is, I guess it's kind of like a filleted side of the turkey is what it looked like. So this is just, I don't know. But it was boneless and it was good. A pound and a half of it. We did not eat all of it. Melanie says, just cook half of it. We don't eat it all. I'm like, no, it's Thanksgiving. You got to have leftovers.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't on a low carb diet these days, we'd have to have sandwiches. But, okay. Anyway, so had some fixings. I did, like I said, I did kind of cheat and keep it easy. Like in the past, I've done homemade cranberry sauce from scratch and homemade applesauce and all the rest. But, homemade stuffing from scratch. But, yeah, we kind of did a lot of easy stuff because, we do have pies. I bought 3 pies. They're pre-prepared. I know how to make pies from scratch. I've done it, but
we have apple still.
You're giving away the secret.
Oh, am I?
They're little pies. They're little pies. Well, we do have 3.
Yeah, we got every time we went into Walmart, we were like, "Oh, should we get enough?"
So there you go.
We already ate one, actually. Okay.
We couldn't resist. So there you go. Apple, cherry, and blueberry. I don't know. Here's the survey question. Big survey question. What is the best kind of pie for Thanksgiving? Talked to one of my sons, and he went down to the store at 9 o'clock last night to get an apple pie, and his wife was cooking a gourmet dinner for them today, he said, and I know for a fact that if she's cooking, I told him it's worth driving all the way to New York for Thanksgiving dinner because I'm sure it'd be better than what I did today. So shoot us some comments. Let us know what the best kind of pie is. Noreen, hello. Thanks for joining. Glad you could join us today. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Whoops. Where are we going here? Okay. All right. So, in case you're wondering how dinner came out, whoops. Oh, Noreen says, pumpkin's the best or apple.
Oh, pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin's good too. I like a lot of different kind of pies.
I did not see pumpkin on the smaller variety. I would have gotten pumpkin.
Probably go with oh, cool. I don't even know. Yeah, apparently you're one of them. I don't even remember who's been a while. I haven't done too many live streams lately, so that's awesome. Glad you're here since you have a wrench still. And my mother's saying apple, of course. I made apple and pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, another pumpkin and apple here. Yeah. Pumpkin is good, definitely in the fall. Apple's probably my default favorite, but I mean, yeah, there's lots of good pies.
Yeah, my favorite strawberry rhubarb. You can never find it, so and try making it, and you got to get it. It's just in spring or early summer. You can make it. So, but
my brother used to have a rhubarb patch in his backyard that was so big and so healthy and fertile that I think they could have harvested and sold it commercially. It was crazy.
And
it wasn't planted. It's just like
rhubarb lasts decades. Yeah, so. My parents had a rhubarb patch, and they were like my grandfather's plants or something. They had dug them up and transported them and planted them in the ground, and they still grew. As far as I know, they're still growing today. So yeah, rhubarb lasts forever.
Cool. I did not know that. Noreen's responding to Beth saying good loves both pies, but leaning toward pumpkin for the holiday. I think that's the key. Is that around the holidays, pumpkin's kind of. What do you think? Ice cream or whipped cream, though?
Well, I know what pumpkin, she's gonna say. It's whipped cream.
There you go. I knew she was going to say that.
Ice cream and pumpkin, no.
Apples from Borden. Orchard Borden is a local.
Oh, okay.
Apple orchard up there.
Nice.
So, there we go. 3 dozen pints of strawberry rhubarb every spring.
Oh, nice.
All right. We hope you're enjoying. In case you're wondering how dinner went, this is what it looked like. A little bit cropped in there. Melanie does like her butter, so I just drizzled gravy all over my green beans, but and she was behaved and took that little tiny slice of turkey instead of 3/4 of a pound like I took.
Well, I only had so much room on my plate, so.
Well, here's the results in case you're wondering. Boom.
There you go.
So I guess it was okay. I guess it turned out all right.
That was very good. That's very good. He's hired. He can cook now.
Cooking is a hobby for me. Don't know if that's good or not. Probably you can all tell it's a hobby, right? I'll just slink down here so it's not so obvious that cooking's a hobby, but cooking's a hobby. I like to improv and just make stuff up, and I never make the same meal twice. Oh man, we just were having this conversation the other day, Mom. I forgot to grab the clip to share it here, but she says pumpkin with whipped cream, apple needs vanilla or vanilla ice cream or cheddar cheese. I didn't really know about the cheddar cheese thing. I probably heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
Melanie was talking about it. She learned that.
I waitressed in high school, so when I was waitressing, people would be asking for pumpkin or apple pie with a slice of cheddar on the top, and I thought that was kind of weird, but I told the cook, and he's like, oh yeah, so yeah, put it in the heater and melt that cheese over the top, and actually I tried it. It was pretty good. So
I don't think I've ever tried it.
That's a New England thing.
Just something about it just doesn't sound right, but maybe I should try it sometime. But for those of you who are wondering, speaking of apple pie needing vanilla ice cream, legend is that my little adopted hometown of Cambridge, New York, population of all of like 2,000 people, the Hotel Cambridge, which is still standing, is no longer a hotel, hasn't been for many years, but it's still standing. Apparently that's where they invented apple pie a la mode. I meant to grab a video clip to show you from when we drove by there, because the sign is still out there.
Yeah, we drove by that.
And the sign would never lie, so I'm sure it's true. So Anyways, yeah, ice cream on apple pie. Yep, we'll go for it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Another Dan saying apple, cherry, peach, pecan, then pumpkin.
Oh,
I'm getting hungry.
yeah, peach.
I meant to put y'all
Oh,
on pause here
yeah.
so I can get into the pies or something, you know? Yeah, that, well, my grandmother was kind of an improv cook. My grandfather was a pastor, and he was forever bringing home people for dinner. And so Grammy had to be proficient at just making stuff up and making things stretch because you never knew how many people were going to be there for dinner. And there you go. That's true about apple pie limos. See, there you go. And I did, but I will say my mother made sure that we all learned to cook. Well, my brother and I learned to cook. My sister did eventually learn to cook. She's a good cook now, but I think mom ran out of steam by the time she got around to bed. But she made my brother and I learn to cook using these old-fashioned cookbooks. You know the kind, right? I mean, you had this thick and every, you like sour your own buttermilk and baker's chocolate and all that kind of stuff. So Cliff and I learned to cook like from scratch. We were teenagers before we knew you could get cake mix or cookie stuff dough in a box. We did not know you could do that because if we wanted sweets, we made them from scratch, and we mangled them a few times too.
Impressive. Yeah.
We did. My
Well,
poor
yeah.
father was in the hospital one year on his birthday, and so I made the birthday cake from scratch, and I got the teaspoons and tablespoons confused. So when the salt and the baking soda or baking powder went in, they were supposed to be measured in teaspoons. I measured them in tablespoons. He tried gamely to, if he wasn't sick enough already,
Made him sick.
he was by the time he got done with that birthday cake.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
There you go, in case you thought I was kidding.
Well, it just makes the hospital food taste better that way.
Maybe
right?
that's it. Maybe he was used to it by then. It fit right in. Of course, it wasn't quite as bad of an example, but I do remember as a kid making oatmeal on a weekend morning and getting out the big tub, right? The big cylindrical tub, and water, salt, oats, water, salt, oats, water, salt. And I keep thinking, why do you have to keep doing it in increments? Why can't you just put it all in at once? We ended up with a very big pan full of oatmeal. I didn't grasp the whole servings size. So anyway, that one at least was edible, I think. But at least I didn't torture the nurses while he was in the hospital. All right. I'll have to get you on sometime and tell that story, but oh, here we go. Let's see. New item called Sabbath Heat Cooker to make pies. And only 110 watts. That's awesome.
Oh wow.
That's
Sabbath
awesome.
Heat Cooker. We'll have to look that one up. Because yeah, I'd love to be able to make a pie.
Well, I probably got the teaspoons and tablespoons confused for the oatmeal too, but that's a trick. Little T, big T. I mean, come on. You gotta give me something to work with. Oh man. All right. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh, we're gonna have a Nog Off in a minute, and before we do that, I got some travel news stories. I know some of you missed. Oh, we got some sunsets too. Look at it. This is where we had 2 nights ago when we arrived down here. We bailed out of front because it was getting too cold. We had this gorgeous sunset, and then here it is with the van and the trailer because that makes it look cool, I guess. That's a thing, right? Put your rig in it. And then this was last night or the night before. I don't think I got one last night. Well, anyways, this was the second night. So nice scenery. Last night was subtle. Tonight is blowing like crazy. It is super dark here, so I want to do some night sky photography. But it's been blowing last night and tonight, so waiting for the wind to settle down because you get a shutter open 20 or 25 seconds. Even a teeny bit of blowing with a tripod makes trouble. So, all right, what else we got here? Okay, we're gonna do some travel news stories. Then we're gonna come back into a Nog Off. That is, it's the holidays, so you have to buy eggnog, right? She doesn't have to buy eggnog. I have to buy eggnog because it's the holidays. Melanie said there's too many carbs in that. And I said, oh my goodness, looking at it, you're right. So I got some store-bought eggnog. Melanie made homemade from scratch eggnog this evening, right before we started this. So we're going to have a live on-camera taste test. You all know which one I have to say is better, no matter what I think, right? But don't tell Melanie that. No comments about that, okay? So we're going to come back to that as soon as we do some travel news here. All right, okay, we have some travel news. This one is for my parents. I sent them this. Okay, hold on. I think I got a screenshot here somewhere. Here we go. Right here from Mass Live. No eye contact signs on town hiking trails mock Belmont tradition. All right, here we go. Official looking signs on trails in Belmont, which again is in Massachusetts, appear normal at a glance, but on closer inspection appear to be the work of a local prankster. They do look pretty good too. They're good signs. No eye contact and no running with sticks. Read a couple of the signs. And nobody knows where these came from. They just appeared one day. And fortunately, somebody got some pictures of them. They were located between Rock Meadow Conservation Area and Beaverbrook North Reservation, and apparently did not last long. Within a week of photos appearing on Reddit, the website Reddit, yeah, okay. Town officials took them down, per the Boston Globe. No sense of humor, which I think is making the point this prankster was trying to make. So I think they played right into it and reinforced.
Yeah, pretty much, right.
According to a town employee in an email to the Boston Globe, the signs were not Belmont sanctioned and they have been removed. You can't even have any fun in the response to the press. I mean, these people need some humor. They're Yankees, doggone it. They're New Englanders. All right. The Stein stating no eye contact, warned of a $10,000 fine due to, quote, Belmont tradition, end quote. The sign warning of no running with sticks, added below no running with sticks. Do it in Waltham. They don't care if you put your eye out. And the sign then cited per Belmont bylaw, ... Forgot which number. Oh, man. So, according to one Belmont resident, I think the fake signs were poking fun at something that's probably somewhat realistic, which is the fact that Belmont might be a little overly restrictive with some of its rules, and also the way some people in Belmont feel about out-of-towners. He also said the signs were poking fun at some type of unspoken tension between Waltham and Belmont, which are on either side of the Beaverbrook trails. And seems that while policies seem to be more strictly enforced on the Belmont section of the trails, the Waltham side's always felt a bit more loosey-goosey with the rules. So there you go. No eye contact and no running with sticks, amongst other instructions in Massachusetts now. Had to share it. I sent that to my parents when I first saw that story. I'm like, this is a riot. But we got to share that. Well, there you go. See?
It's Boston too.
Whole area. Yeah, exactly. You can't laugh at it. I mean, you know. So okay, we're gonna carry on that tradition. We're jumping all the way out to Colorado, and like a lot of us probably, we look at online reviews. Everybody looks at online reviews these days, right? To see what's going on, if a place is worth going to, what have you. Well, Google reviews is becoming a fairly big one, in addition to Yelp and everything else. If for no other reason, the people Google stuff and there's reviews, so you check them out, right? Well, there's at least 10 that out there Colorado put together recently of reviews left by unhappy tourists in Colorado. So out there Colorado, cool website. They cover lots of outdoor stuff from Colorado, predictably. But here we go. Here's some of the highlights From Pikes Peak, Maria M. left a 1-star review and proceeds to write, scary, horrible experience. It feels like you may die due to the lack of guardrails. The views are pretty, but much better when not scared for your life. I haven't looked up the death toll from this yet. One entire family was stranded on the mountain due to burning up the clutch. I wouldn't recommend. I'm not even sure what to say to some of these. I mean, okay, this one's classic. The Great Sand Dunes National Park. We thought this would be a fun family trip, says Jeffrey F., who left a 1-star review. Again, let me emphasize the Great Sand Dunes part. Sand dunes. Okay. We thought this would be a great, fun family trip. Sand got everywhere. It was super hot, and we couldn't find a single refreshment stand. Cell phone coverage was horrible.
That's every national park, isn't it?
I'm thinking go to Disneyland. I mean, Garden of the Gods. Micah P. left a 1-star review. The views are amazing. The 19th century ban on alcohol is absolutely ridiculous. All right. Alex F. left a 1-star review for Rocky Mountain National Park. Too many rocks. Too many mountains. The mountains were too big. Didn't see any wildlife. A total lack of fast food options. You can't make this stuff up. I've been to Rocky Mountain National Park once. It was amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people there. There were too many people.
Oh,
The rocks were not too big. The mountains were not too big. The wildlife was pretty cool. The fast food options, lack thereof, did not concern me.
I was attacked by a bird there.
Do tell.
We were just walking around and I heard this bird squawking and I thought, well, something's wrong. So I, go over to investigate and I thought, whatever, and there's this bird and she or she was squawking, in the tree and I don't know, saw me and just started dive bombing me. And so I was just like, okay, no problem.
Y'all go check. I bet there's a 1-star review from Melanie.
Yeah, that was my
Rocky Mountain National Park. The birds attack you.
I don't even know what kind of bird it was, but I was just, luckily I had my purse, so I started swinging my purse around my head. Just like running to the car.
Y'all can see this, right? Mental picture. If I'd known this story ahead of time, we would have tried to get some video to go with it, but even if we had to recreate it.
Well, I just remembered that. I was like, oh yeah, that was Rocky National Park. So I was fine with the rocks and the mountains, but the birds, yeah, not so much. Yeah.
Yes. So Noreen, you didn't leave any 1-star reviews for Yellowstone or Grand Teton? They are pretty amazing parks. They are definitely pretty wild. Okay. LaDonna C. at least left a 4-star review, but she wasn't impressed with the $1 Million Highway, which runs between Ouray and Silverton, and it's worth seeing with your seatbelt on. If you're concerned about such things, you may need Dramamine and have somebody else drive. But anyway, really awesome road. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely insane if you're used to safety measures such as guardrails. You been up there yet?
You told me about it. I haven't been there, but you have told me so.
It's Colorado. And I don't even know how long it is, but there's a good section of it where it's like sheer drop off into a river far, far, far below. Sheer cliff on the other side. There we go. Cliff on the other side. You got the 2 lanes of road, and that's it. 2 lanes of road, and that's it. There's nowhere to go either way. And there's rock slides and avalanches and everything else. And it could be sketchy at certain times of year.
Yeah.
But it's so amazing, it's worth it. But
that sounds like the Moki Dugway.
Most of their places there are no guardrails.
You ever go to the Moki Dugway?
That is awesome. I've been down the Moki Dugway. And it did not freak me out near as much as I thought it was going to, based on all the things I heard people saying beforehand.
Because that's like
I got a video from there.
Thing. Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
See, if she told me she was going to talk about the Moki Dugway, I could have queued up that video for you guys and shared that too.
But that was what our real show. But of course, the Mount Washington in New Hampshire too. That one, when you go towards the top, is pretty sheer too. So, yeah.
All right. I'm not familiar with this one, but Maroon Bells. Dan P gave it a 2-star review. Saw no bears, slightly disappointed. Those pesky bears. Everybody thinks it's like Yogi Bear. I've only seen like 3 bears my whole time. All the travel I do, all the time I spend out in the wilderness, and they were all black bears, and they were all fairly small, and none of them were real interested in me. They weren't coming to pose for pictures for sure. So, all right, Mesa Verde National Park. I don't see a star rating in this one, but from Debbie B. Went here, but couldn't enter the park too far as I have a great fear of drop-offs. So if you have a fear of heights and roads with sheer drop-offs right at the side of your car, don't attempt this park. It doesn't say it in the name, but the whole point of Mesa Verde National Park is cliff dwellings. So there are a lot of cliffs there.
Yep.
And it's very cool. And it's crowded. When I went there, got up very early. As soon as the thing opened, camped there, got up very early, went in and saw as much as we could, and then bailed out just as the crowds were picking up. So that worked out well. So, all right, let's see. I'm missing all kinds of comments here.
Yeah. Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, that was for the birds.
Chapel of the Transfiguration in the Teton. I have not been there yet. I'll go back and check it out, I guess. Melanie's waiting for me to take her back to Jackson Hole and the Grand Tetons and stuff. Yeah, that is true. I'm always baffled in national parks and all these other cool places where people like driving like it's a racetrack. It's like you're like in one of the most amazing places in the world. Slow down and black. Yeah, Mesa Verde was I thought it was really cool. Bonnie, hello. Thanks for joining. Glad you could log on here. I was telling Melanie a little bit about the time you called on, I think it was Thanksgiving, wasn't it? Might have been Christmas. I think it was Thanksgiving, but Bonnie called once on accident. Pocket dialed us. It's getting to be that time. I will be at RTR for at least some of it. I don't know if I'll be there like all day, every day or anything, but definitely will be there for a bit. Let's see. Okay, we got, I think, another story or two here. Oh, we're not done with this one yet. Hanging Lake, which I have not been to yet either. Hot. Can't drink the stream water. Need a reservation. Busy. Only one entrance to parking. Long and steep hike. No cell reception. Go to Utah or Wyoming. Or not. Don't go to Wyoming. Go to Utah. Stay in Colorado. Go to somewhere. Don't go to Wyoming. 1 star from Breck Bear. And Frank F. gave 3 stars to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, which I've not been to yet either. Interesting but disappointing. Man of few words. All right. And Nick M. had a 1-star review for Red Rocks Park and Amphitheater. Went to get a funnel cake well before the end of the concert and was told the concession stand is closed. He sent me across the plaza to another food stand, and they said they don't make funnel cakes and are also closed. There you go.
I've been there.
It all reduces to the funnel cakes, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes you got to have a funnel cake.
All right. And we got, let's see. This one is classic. And some of these are a few weeks old. At least this one goes back to September. So, But anyways, it was worth mentioning. I'm a little behind on news stuff. Crowded Oregon campsites see fights and camp pirates. This from Oregon Live. And you want to kick that overhead light on for me over where the LEDs or something getting dark on us in here. Whew. All right, we got some lights going. The sun is setting fast, according to at least some Oregon park officials. There you go. According to at least some Oregon park officials, high demand for crowded campsites is leading to arguments, fist fights, and even so-called campsite pirates. Yep. It's getting that bad now. Oh, man. This summer, as would-be campers argue over first-come, first-serve campsites at Sunnyside County Park, Rangers have had to play mediator. They probably think they have better things to do. People are literally fighting over campsites, according to Lynn County Parks and Recreation. Brian Carol, what we experienced this year was certainly a general level of increased frustration and anxiety of people not being able to get their campsite. There seems to be less general common courtesy going on. You don't say. Tensions escalated over reserved campsites, with some recreationists wrongly claiming already reserved sites by tearing off the reservation tags and replacing them with their own, prompting the nickname campsite pirates. I don't know. I'm baffled. I've been through campsites where I'm looking for a place or campgrounds. And it's like, that's a bummer. Somebody's already there reserved. It never crossed my mind to tear off the tag and fake one. I don't know. The practice isn't common, but it's happening more than it used to. In the past, it was extremely rare. Have there been disputes? Yeah, that happened previously. But like I said, not on the scale we saw this year. Really, it's not just Sunnyside County Park either. The Oregon Parks and Recreation Department said it would seek legislation to give rangers added protection because of the increasing level of assaults and harassment targeting rangers. According to Dennis Benson, recreation manager for Deschutes National Forest, traditionally about 1% of our visitors really struggle with complying to rules and regulations. Now we've got more like 10% of the population that doesn't comply or adhere with rules, regulations, those kind of things, which is lending itself to more problematic behaviors on public lands, like fist fights and campsite pirates and what have you. And these people are going to get more stuff shut down is what's going to happen, because legislatures and land managers like, this ain't worth it. We're just closing this down because you all can't behave. You act like a bunch of kids. We're going to shut it down. That's what happens. All right, this one's kind of funny. We're not in Wyoming anymore, but I saw this pop up, and there's actually some applicability for everybody, but, Farmer's Almanac predicts hibernation zone for Wyoming this winter. Farmer's Almanac for 2022-2023 extended winter weather forecast has been released. It comes with a warning that will have many Wyomingites reaching for a hot beverage and layers. Shake, shiver, and shovel is the warning. You want to go back?
No. Not right now.
This winter season will have plenty of snow, rain, and mush, as well as some record-breaking cold temperatures, according to the Almanac forecast. Just last week, southeast Wyoming hit minus 30. Now, I saw that, you can see that like in the middle of the winter, but in November, before Thanksgiving, minus 30, that's cold. So, snow lovers will be happy in Wyoming as they see a fair share of storminess during the winter season, according to the Almanac, and frigid temps are also expected. They also had a nice map here of what you can expect around the country. And that whole center there from the Rockies eastward and north, hibernation zone, glacial, snow-filled winter. Fortunately, where we're at these days, mild and drier than normal. We'll take that. So that looks interesting anyways. So there you go. There's the weather. Let's see. Carrie, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. There you go. Melanie can relate to that. She's a New Hampshire girl.
Yeah. Yeah, the edge of the road crumbling. Yeah.
There we go. Noreen's getting a kick out of our news. These are too good not to share. So, unseasonably cold. Yeah, that's winter's cold enough. Hey, Quartzsite, Arizona is too cold for me in December most years, Ehrenberg, anywhere down here, Yuma was a little better, but anywhere down here is too cold for me even in December. So if they start talking unseasonably cold, I get nervous because, Right, yeah, so exactly. And that's the nicer summer over there too. Northeast, man, it gets hot. I mean, not like down the desert in the summer, but it gets hot. We had 90 a few times this year. I don't think we had 100 this year, which was a treat. Because last year we did it like 106 and 108. And
hot enough.
Hot enough.
Hot enough.
We had air conditioning, so that was our saving grace this year. All right, let's see. That was the news. Okay. What else we got going on here? I think it's time for a Nog Off. All right, I think it's time for a Nog Off. Melanie made eggnog. I think it's in the fridge,
Oh, yeah.
ready to go. Oh, yeah, we're going to show you how she made it, though. But
Oh, okay.
when she comes back with it, then we'll go ahead and sample that. Don't worry, it's not spiked. I won't be getting tongue-tied for the rest of the live stream. She's getting it all ready. I got store-bought, and we got her homemade. We're putting them in very different mugs so that we cannot get them confused.
All right.
Don't want any confusion about it. This is Melanie's homemade eggnog in the Wyoming cup. Noreen will appreciate this in the Wyoming cup. This is from my son Jonathan. When we got the trailer, he decided I needed some cups. They were getting ready to move, so he downsized a couple of cups for me. This cup is also from my son Jonathan because he saw this on Facebook or something and thought I needed the camera lens travel mug. So, all right, this is the store-bought.
That's the store-bought.
This store-bought. Our lights are having issues here.
Yeah.
Don't mind us. We're trying, but ooh, eggnog mustache. All right.
Am I gonna visit?
You're gonna get to test it too?
Well, yeah.
All right.
I haven't tried this yet.
Melanie's comparing them too. She hasn't tried yet. This smells good. Oh, I seriously got the eggnog mustache, huh?
That's super sweet.
It is sweet. This is foamy.
Yeah.
Ooh. There you go. Melanie's gonna taste test this now, and we'll put together a little clip for you here before we vote. I'll try one more time before we vote. Here it goes making. There you go. That's how she did it. All right, one more taste test here. Store-bought. Melanie's. All right. Melanie definitely won. No contest. It's thick. It's foamy. Kind of custardy. More custardy, I think, might be the right word.
Yeah,
a little less
the other one's way
sicky
sweeter.
Sweet, little too sweet.
The other one you can kind of it's sweeter.
I'm gonna finish it. It costs like $5 a half gallon, but
yeah, I mean this isn't bad.
But this is
I wouldn't say it's bad at all.
From now on, I'll be saying Melanie. It's still the holiday season. I'm going through eggnog withdrawal. There you go.
I would rather make
Melanie's is better.
Anyways,
Melanie's is better.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I think Florida might be better in the winter than Quartzsite. It does get some. The days are usually nice, not always. The nights can get surprisingly cold. Ehrenberg, first winter I came down in like January, late December, early January. It was in the 20s. And the days were only in the 40s. It was crazy. Noreen likes both mugs. Yeah, they both get used a lot. They're pretty fun. So I actually have two of these mugs. One of them has a chip in it, so we can't see it now because it's hidden behind all the frothy eggnog. But so I've been using them with a chip in it, and Melanie took over the one without a chip. So I missed the drum roll.
Oh, I
wasn't paying attention enough. So yeah, definitely Melanie's. I don't know what's up with our lights. Boy.
Yeah, It's a
Weird.
windy day.
There we go. Blame it on the wind. That'll work. Yeah, I found it at Walmart actually. But the cool thing is it's got a battery and it's rechargeable and it's USB-C. So, which is great for like off-grid and stuff.
Yeah. So it's got like.
I think it was probably about $40. It wasn't terribly expensive. BlendJet is the brand name. So it works reasonably well. It's good for like smoothies and that, and apparently eggnog. So.
Yeah.
Bonnie says, I love you're doing a tasting for eggnog. Thanks for the healthy recipe, Melanie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had the idea of doing that. And I was like, oh, well, we got to do it on video. We'll do the taste test. And she decided to call it a Nog Off. So
Nog Off.
That's where that came from. So, yeah, that was surprising difference. It definitely really, the only thing I can think is it's more like frothy and more custard-like flavor.
Yeah,
It's tasty.
If you can get the nutmeg, that's actually the nut, and you can grate it on the top, like that's even like a level up. Yeah, that's how you can level up.
I did not know that was a thing. Well, Beth said that blender for 3 years so far. That's cool. Okay. Good to know. I only got mine like after I got the trailer, so maybe a year, a little over a year now. So good to know it might last a while.
I've been looking for one, but I hadn't gotten one yet. So yeah.
That's for you.
Aw.
Yeah, I did not even. I always just thought like, oh, it's got a lot of calories and fat and all that stuff. I never thought about the sugar. And Melanie mentioned it. We're looking at this label in the store, going, oh my gosh. Let me go show you guys the sunset real quick, like here. Ooh, oh, it's not going to show up, is it?
I don't know if you can see it.
Nah, it's not showing up on the webcam. That's a bummer. All right, sorry about that. We'll try and get a picture and show you. It's cool. So yeah. So anyways, no extra sugar in here. Just put a little bit of honey in, but no extra sugar.
Yeah, if you like it sweeter, you can put more. If you don't like it as sweet, you can put less. So that's what I like about it too.
Noreen's with you on the fresh nutmeg.
Yeah, fresh nutmeg. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better options than there were a few years ago when I first started doing live streams for sure. But I thought this made a little better of a experience than just just doing it on the phone. So. All right. So, okay. What did we have? Anything else on here? Or was that the list? Let's see. Oh, my aunt's texting me to say Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Aunt Cheryl. Oh, hey. One more question, guys. We made a pound and a half of turkey. Ate half of it. And Melanie told me we should cook half. I said, no, you got to have leftovers. So, quick survey. What do you do with leftover turkey? Thanksgiving. I always used to just make turkey sandwiches with mayonnaise and salt the following days, but trying to behave.
I was thinking
with the carbs, so
like a turkey soup.
Like a turkey soup.
Now
she says that now. I'm gonna see her at midnight. She's gonna be up snacking on turkey out of the fridge because it's all cooked. It's all good to go. So.
Yeah, I don't wait on any kind of formality there.
There you go.
Cold. There you go.
Keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway, I got to figure out what's going on with these lights. They're like all having a heart attack. They're all replacement LEDs. So I don't know why they're not happy. But anyway, so we'll have an eggnog while the lights flicker. So. We hardly ever use these lights. We just put the LEDs on up here usually. And that's all we use for ambiance. So these are kind of like, we don't usually have them on to flicker, but I know they flicker once in a while. But right, here we go. Turkey sandwich with stuffing and cranberry sauce, and turkey soup with the bones. Well, that works for me. And Melanie was lamenting earlier not having bones to go with this turkey, as she laments not having bones to go with chicken and other things. I have a habit of buying boneless meat.
Yeah, I do like to gnaw on a bone. There's I don't know what it is. There's something about that that's, I don't know, very primal, I guess. I just need to gnaw on something.
You wouldn't have guessed it, would you? All right. Well, we're going to wind this down, I guess, because our lights are going nuts, and I didn't set up supplemental video lighting. And, yeah. But I appreciate everybody joining us here. Oh, there we go. Nog Off. Appreciate everybody joining us. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, a positive, blessed day. We did have a good day ourselves. We're going to get into some pies. We're between the two of us. I think we're going to eat 3 pies tonight. We're going to eat a blueberry pie and a cherry pie and an apple pie. No ice cream though. No ice cream, unfortunately. Melanie might just make some whipped cream, real whipped cream.
Yeah.
From some
we got some
cream we got in the fridge.
So.
I'm going to polish off some eggnog and some other eggnog without sugar and some coffee without sugar in the other cup. Oh, this is the one with a cracked thing. Melanie put the eggnog in her cup. That means I probably don't get the rest of it. All right.
Share.
Thanks everybody for joining. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, sorry.
We may do another live stream the next week or two, but we will definitely planning them for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve again, like last year. So let's see. I think, did I have something else going here? Oh, just an outro. Okay. All right. I think we got everything else. So, yeah, fingers crossed. I know I'm not quite made from scratch, but, you know, had to keep it easy. So thanks for joining, everybody. I'm going to kick off. We'll close this out with a little outro clip. So feel free to chat for a minute if you want before that runs out. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch you soon in another video or live stream.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then